Hello, I'm Nick Dockrell, and you're just in for a quick synopsis of a case from 1820.
The Judiciary Act of 1789 provided for mandatory Supreme Court review of the final judgments of the highest court of any state in cases in which the validity, treaty, or law is being challenged. Congress passed a bill that established a national lottery to raise profit for the District of Columbia. Virginia, however, had created its own state lotteries. To stop the sale of out-of-state lottery tickets, Virginia passed a law prohibiting such actions. The firm had been established in 1821 by another brother, Jacob Cohen Jr., and brought each of his 5 brothers into the firm. Philip and Mendez Cohen were brothers who managed the North Fork branch of Cohen's Lottery and Exchange Office of Baltimore. The Cohen firm was a leading vendor of lottery tickets throughout the entire country, utilizing the Postal Service to distribute tickets to places where they didn't hold office. The firm had a strong reputation in society.
Now, Philip, we got all these tickets, and we need to send them to the states.
June 1st, Philip and Mendez Cohen were charged by authorities in Norfolk for selling tickets for the National Lottery in Virginia. The brothers were convicted in local court and fined $100.
You're under arrest for the illegal sale of lottery tickets in the state of Virginia. To the case, the Cohen brothers hired 2 of the country's top lawyers for their appeal. The lawyers were U.S. Senator William Pinckney of Maryland and the U.S. Representative David A. Ogden of New York.
The main issue of the case was the fundamental question regarding whether or not the Supreme Court of the United States had jurisdiction over criminal appeals coming from the state Supreme Courts.
During the trial, the state of Virginia argued that under the 11th Amendment, which states,
"The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens of any foreign state."
the Constitution does not give the Supreme Court appellate jurisdiction over criminal judgments by the state courts.
Virginia also argued the Constitution does not give the Supreme Court appellate jurisdiction over cases in which a state is a party. In effect, Virginia argued that its decision was unreviewable by the federal courts, even though the decision involved the interpretation and application of an act of Congress. Virginia thereby asserted that it had unreviewable right to interpret and apply federal law as it saw fit. The Cohen brothers appealed to the Supreme Court, stating that
our conduct was appropriated by the original act of Congress, which therefore legalized the state lottery tickets.
Therefore, the law passed by Congress couldn't be overruled by a law created by the state of Virginia.
Dang right.
according to Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have jurisdiction in all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution. The laws of the United States and treaties made, or which shall be made, under their authority. I declare that the Constitution provides no exceptions to this grant of jurisdiction for cases arising in the state courts or for cases in which a state is a party. Therefore, under the language of the Constitution, all cases arising under federal law are within the Constitution's grant of appellate jurisdiction. My conclusion was reinforced by the Supremacy Clause of Article 6, which makes federal law superior to state law. If state courts' decisions involving federal law were unreviewable by the federal courts, then each state could prevent the federal government from executing federal laws within that state, giving each state veto power over federal law.
This case was significant because it reaffirmed the Supreme Court's right to review all state courts' judgment, thus defining the jurisdiction the Supreme Court has over all cases involving constitutional questions.
In conclusion, the Supreme Court asserted federal power over the state law, which made the Cohen brothers innocent.
What? What?